guys! So today I'm really excited to share with you guys a really exciting project that I've been working on and I've been desperate to show you. So me and Crayola have collaborated to create this beautiful watercolour set, complete with 40 watercolours, a watercolour pad full of beautiful designs that can give you a guide to get started, and also a how-to instruction booklet which gives you little tips and tricks along the way. So this has been designed for kids in mind, but it's also really great for beginners who are not very confident with painting and maybe would like a little bit of a guide to get them started. So let's get painting. First of all, I'm going to do a swatch test. Sometimes watercolours can come out differently than we expect because we're adding water to them. So this means that I'll be able to choose my colours more accurately. This set has a really beautiful mix of vibrant intense colours, pastels, and also some really pretty shimmer and glitter colours. Moving on to techniques, it's important to try out anything new on the spare pages. Taking a white crayon, practice drawing different patterns and see what happens when you paint over it. This is perfect for keeping areas white and adding details. But remember, make sure you do this before you start painting. Okay, so here we have our paints, a paintbrush, our watercolour pad, a white crayon, some water, an old towel or a paper towel, and you can also keep this how-to guide handy, just as a little reference. And also I'm going to rip off this swatch list to keep that to the side as a reference so that when I'm choosing my colours I know what they're going to come out like. So you can choose any of the sketches that you like the look of or you feel excited about. Today I'm going to be painting this floral because it looks really beautiful and I'm really excited to paint it. So next we're going to use the white crayon to create white areas like this, which are going to be the highlights on the flower. So pressing on fairly firmly, I'm going to take this white crayon and just put it on the outer edges of some of these petals. So I'm not going to do too many, I'm just going to do a few here and there. I'm going to pop my crayon away and we can get to work on the first wash. So take your brush and give it a little rinse in the water. So for the first layer we're going to use 2 to 3 different colours. You can use just one colour or you can mix and match a few different colours to create a really nice background. So I'm going to take my swatch card here that I did earlier and just pick out a few of the probably lighter colours because with watercolour you want to start from the lighter colours and work to the darker ones gradually. So we're going to be looking at these pastel colours. So I'm going to be taking these two, which are the shimmer ones, and mixing those together. So take some of the water and you want to pop some of the water on the colour that you want to use and just mix it in. Almost you can see the paint sort of lifting and mixing in with the water. And then once you can see that that's turned into a bit more of a liquid, you can then take that onto your painting. Okay, so once I've done one colour, I'm now going to wash my brush out a little bit and take that water to a different colour. So I'm going to use some of this orange here and just agitate that paint just to turn it into a liquid. And then I'm going to take that paintbrush now And I'm going to just drop some of that colour. And this is called a wet on wet technique. So we'd already wetted the paper with the other paint, and now we're adding another colour. And then I'm going to leave that to dry. So rinse off your brush. So now that layer has completely dried, we can go in and start to add some details. So again, taking my swatch of colours, the colours that I quite like for the details, I think maybe this one and maybe the one just above the base layer too. So I'm going to use a mixture of those to add some more shadows and details. So taking my brush, I'm just going to wet it, and we're going to do the same thing again. We're just going to add that water to the paint and mix it round till it turns into a liquid. And then this is where we can use the lines. So the grey lines are there for added detail, and the darker lines are there for the darkest areas. So we can use these lines as a guide for our paint, and we can sort of fill in the areas where the darkest areas are. So to blend some of these lines out, just give your brush a wash and then drag the brush over the line that you want to blend. And that will just add more water and to soften that line. So I'm just going to continue doing this and work my way out of the flower. Then rinse off your brush, and then you can go and do the same thing with another colour. So I might add some of this colour here, and this is completely up to you. This is where you can really get creative and add whatever colours you like. With roses, a lot of the time the really darker, deep colours are concentrated in the centre. Okay, and now I'm going to wait for that to dry before we put on the final layer on the rose. So rinse off your brush. Now I'm going to start to add a background whilst we're waiting for this to dry. So taking my swatch list, I'm going to see what colours mix quite nicely, and I want to go for quite a light green, so I might go for this one here, which is this shimmer here. So doing the same thing, taking my water, and then washing my brush out, I'm going to blend that line out. You can take the colour right to the edge, you can do whatever you like, just get creative. and rinse off your brush. And now we're going to wait for all that to completely dry. Okay, so this is pretty much almost dry now. So for the last stage of the flower itself, we're going to add some darker areas again. So give your brush a little rinse. And for the darkest colours, you can see it's going to either be the red or the purple. So I might do a mixture of both, but I'm going to focus on the red. So once again, use that to lift the paint. And I'm going to go in here with the darker areas. So you see where there's the black lines? This is where I'm going to go with the red paint. So I think for the leaves, I'd quite like my leaves to be quite a dark green. So I might go straight in with this very vibrant green here. So that's this one here. It looks quite dark on the palette, but I think it will lighten up on the paper. And I'm just colouring in the leaves. And then rinse off your brush. So there we go. There is a watercolour rose using the Crayola paint set. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed that tutorial. It was really fun creating it, and I hope it's given you a little bit of inspiration to maybe try it out for yourself. So all the links to the products used are in the description box. Feel free to stick around and watch me demonstrate 2 other paintings in the watercolour pad.